Did you know that only less than 18% of all Americans who have a driver's license know how to operate a manual transmission? According to Driver's Ed in 2018, this is true. As a driver, wouldn't you want to own a skill that less than 1/5 of the population on the road also possess? If so, you're in the right place, because today I will be teaching you how to drive stick. My name is Ryan Meza, and I've been driving stick shift for about 4 years now. As drivers, we should be able to know all the different ways to drive a car, so we aren't put in a situation where we have to operate a specific vehicle, but we do not know how. The 3 main steps that are necessary to understand how to drive a manual car are knowing your ways around the gear, being aware of how to operate the gas and clutch, and also knowing when to shift. The first step to understanding how to drive stick is by understanding your car. The gears of the car and how to shift will be the first thing you need to know. Knowing the gears, how many there are, and how some gears are important will help you out in the long run. Manual cars mainly have 5 gears, and some add an additional 6 gear. My first car was a 2016 Subaru BRZ, and it had the additional 6 gear. The 6 gear comes in use when you're on the freeway or at a constant high fast-paced speed. According to the car company Subaru, the 6 gear is for when you're going over 65 miles per hour, and it will act as a gas saver because it allows the car to run at low RPMs. The shift knob is used so the driver can manually change the gears with his hand. This is what the gears will look like. This one and this one are the most popular. This is 5 gears and this is 6 gears. The knob will start at the top left of the first gear, and as you gain speed, you will go down to the second, up to the third, and so on. So you'll start up here, second gear, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Downshifting is when it gets a little tricky because you need to know what speed you're at and what gear to shift in so your car doesn't jerk. And later on, I'll show you the different speeds on where to be at so you can have a smooth transition. Reversing options can differ depending on the make, model, and year of your car. Some cars allow you to lift up the shift knob and go into the first gear position, while others will be all the way to the right under the 5th gear. It just depends if you have 6 gears, 5 gears, 4, and so on. Others allow you to have the shift gear on the right of the gearbox, and according to Ralph Vanderbinium, a writer for the LA Times, the reverse option will be in the first gear for cars that have 6 speed, and cars that have 5 speed will be in a different position, as I already said. The next thing to know about stick shift is how the gas, clutch, and brake all relate to each other, and also the importance of your feet placement. Besides the gears, the clutch is the main difference between an automatic and a manual car. The clutch correlates with the gears because the gears can only be moved when the clutch is being pressed down all the way. Eric Schilling, a manual transmission expert, says that grinding your gears is the fastest way to ruin your engine. This happens when the clutch is not pushed down all the way and is in a slightly medium ground, and you try and switch the gears and the gears just rattle and it doesn't work because the clutch is not at the appropriate distance. This is a diagram of a clutch, gas, and brake. The clutch is far left, the brake is going to be in the middle, and the gas the far right. The clutch and gas relate to each other because when your foot is on the clutch, your foot will be off the gas, and when your foot is on the gas, your foot will be off the clutch. Whenever anything is being done with the gears, the gas will not be pressed down, or else you'll just rev your engine. Feet placement is also very important in driving a stick because you have to be in sync with the pedals. Brent Romans, a senior automotive editor, describes this method as the heel to toe. This is when your left toe is down, your right heel is also down, and when your right toe is down, your left heel is down. CNN, an article in CNN, says that usually when your foot is on the clutch, your other foot will be off the gas, and when your foot is on the gas, the clutch will not be pressed in. And finally, the most important step to know is when to shift. The driver test manual says that the best time to shift is between 1500 and 3000 RPMs. This can vary though. For example, if you want to go at a faster, more accelerated rate, you're going to want to accelerate between 4,000 and 6,000 RPMs. The well-known car company Mazda explains their shifting in miles per hour and not RPMs, which for some people may be easier to understand. They say from first gear to second gear, you should be around 15 miles per hour. Second to third should be 26. Third to fourth, 37 miles per hour. Fourth to fifth, you should be just under 50 miles per hour. And fifth to sixth, you should be around 55 miles per hour. The California Driver's Manual says that shifting on the right time is the most important part about a manual car. This is because if you shift at the wrong time too many times, your gears will wear and tear and you'll have to get either a new clutch or a new engine, which are thousands of dollars. Now that we know our way around the gears, are aware of the clutch and gas, and also know the correct time to shift, we can put them all together and be ready to drive a manual transmission. So, your shift knob is going to be here, clutch, brake, and gas. So you're going to be in first gear with the clutch in, and when you're ready to accelerate, you're going to in sync bring the clutch out and the gas in. And when you're at 15 miles per hour, you're going to put the clutch back in, shift to second gear, and then do the same thing. And then when you're at the next correct miles per hour, you're going to put the clutch back in, shift to third gear, and then do the sync again, and then so on and so on. According to Jerry Carney, an author from Alive magazine, says that most drivers do not drive stick because they give up in the first month because they do not know how to do it due to the difficulty of learning stick shift. But once you do learn stick shift, it's something in your mind and you will not be able to get it out, and it will be as easy as riding a bike. So, this has been my speech on how to drive stick shift. I hope this helps you in your stick driving process and that you give it a try. Thank you.